Okay, guys, so just like a little bit of a bookish life update. I have been in a bit of a book slump so far this month. I've only read The Book Witch by Meg Schaefer and The Awakening, which is the first book in the Zodiac Academy series, and I'm currently almost a quarter of the way through No Good Deed by Catherine Kovacic, I think I don't know how you say it, but this is the Once Upon a Book Club edition, and I will be doing a video showing like all the gifts and stuff that came with it when I'm finished with the book. But I'm also finding myself to be kind of in a book slump, so this month I have decided, I think the thing that's going to help pull me out of this book slump is to change up the way that I do my TBRs. Because I am definitely much more of a mood reader than a strict TBR reader, so I have kind of officially decided that I am, for the most part, going to scrap my April TBR. I will keep some of the books on, but I'm going to try to put just less pressure on myself to read all of these books, and I will still be doing the cards and the TBR jar and the spinning wheels and the blind TBR, but I don't think I'm going to do a monthly type TBR anymore. I think I'm just gonna do weekly videos and pick 2 or 3 books, and one is gonna be a book that I've been really looking forward to reading, and then one will be from the cards or the TBR cartwheels and things like that, or the blind book TBR, or the Read It or Unhaul It. But I feel like if I let myself just pick books that I'm actually gonna be interested in reading and doing it in a less intimidating way than doing a monthly TBR and doing 1 or 2 books a week instead, or 2 or 3 books a week, because I can usually get through about 2 a week. I work 4 12-hour shifts as a CNA at a nursing home every week, so that kind of cuts a lot of my reading time. So I find I can usually get through about 2 books a week. So dependent upon the size, I'll do 2 or 3. One will be one that I really want to read, and then one will be one from, like I said, the cards or the TBR cart or the bookshelves or the blind books, things like that. So I will show my current the April TBR that I'm scrapping, and along with the books that I'm going to be keeping from it. And this first one is Rejected by Jamin Eve. This one is going to be staying on the TBR for the month of April, because it's one that I do actually really, really want to get to. Same with The Island of Lost Girls. This one is going to be staying on the TBR for the month. I'm going to be taking off The Housemaid. I'm just really, really not in the mood for Frida McFadden at the moment, so this one's coming off of the TBR. I Will Mend You by Gigi Sticks will be staying on the TBR, and ignore my lamp over there. It is broken. It's on the fritz, so you might see it kind of flash on and off, unfortunately. I am waiting on a new one to come in, so I just have to deal with that at the moment until I can get it unplugged and taken away and all that stuff. But I have to kind of move my bookshelf to get to the plug to unplug it, so that's why it's just staying there for the moment. But anyways, I will be keeping I Will Mend You by Gigi Sticks, because I really want to finish this duology on the TBR for this month. I will be unhauling Girl Child by Talipa Hassan, because this was one of the Read It or Unhaul It books, and I've just found that I really am not in the mood for this book. So it's gonna go to my free little library. So yeah, that is the first like little unhaul here. Probably the only one, but this one, Loathe at First Sight, I will be keeping on the TBR. Just because it's a quick little read, and it looks super cute. Disney Adults, yet another one that came from the Read It or Unhaul It challenge, but I am going to be taking it off the TBR, but keeping it because I do love Disney and I do really want to get through it, but I feel like right book, wrong time kind of situation. And then Butcher and Blackbird will be coming off for the moment as well, just because, again, right book, wrong time kind of situation. I feel like this would be better towards the fall, so it will be coming off of the TBR for this month. And so that leaves us with these 4 books, which is Rejected, Island of Lost Girls, I Will Mend You, and Loathe at First Sight, which I feel is, with my current situation, this is like a much more manageable like TBR for this month. And then starting next month, I will just be doing the weekly TBRs, kind of like I explained a bit earlier. I think this will be definitely, for me, a less stressful way to do it, especially since I'm such like a mood reader that it is hard for me to like want to stick to like a strict TBR. So I think doing it as a weekly TBR instead of a monthly TBR was like 2 or 3 books, one that I really want to read, and 1 or 2 from the like TBR jar, the cart, whatever you want to call it. And I think that's going to help make me less stressed out when it comes to reading, because you're not supposed to be stressed out. And it's supposed to be fun and not put you into a slump like having these big TBRs has done to me. But yeah, hopefully changing up the way that I do that will help me get out of the reading slump. And I'm also hoping that this book, which is No Good Deed by Catherine Kovac, and opening all the little gifts and stuff that come with it, will help get me out of that slump. So, yeah. I hope that this works. And I do, like I said, eventually want to get to all 3 of the books that I took off of this TBR, but just right books, wrong time kind of situation. So, yeah, and I have like so many new books and stuff that I've just been really, really looking forward to reading, and every time I look at my TBR and then I look at the books that I've just gotten and like really want to read, I always feel more drawn to the books, obviously, that I've just gotten, or like other ones that I've really been wanting to read that haven't been picked by the TBR gods. So yeah, that's why I'm kind of feeling like maybe changing up the way that I do this will help keep me from going into these reading slumps. And, yeah, I don't really know how else to explain it other than that. And I also feel like this will kind of help me figure out what types of books I'm more so into. Like, I know for a fact I love dark romance and I love fantasy romance, but like trying to figure out like what types of thrillers and all that stuff that I'm actually personally into, because I do love thrillers every once in a while and things like that, will definitely help me to clean up and organize and, you know, be more drawn to books that I guess I'm more so into than like just staring at these shelves and my TBR cart and really not knowing what I want to read or what I want to possibly get rid of and things like that. So hopefully changing it from a monthly TBR to a weekly TBR is going to help me out a lot more and get me out of this slump. So we have our books for the rest of this month, which are up here, which are Rejected, again, The Island of Lost Girls, I Will Mend You, and Loathe at First Sight. And I think after I finish No Good Deed, I'm going to try to read Loathe at First Sight, because this one I got from my Reveal book box, and I'm trying to justify keeping that book subscription along with all of the other ones I've gotten, because I read 2 books that I've gotten out of the last 4 Reveal book boxes that I've received. So yeah, I want to read this one and see if like that subscription is going to be worth me keeping or not, because I honestly did enjoy the 2 books from Reveal book box that I got, but I have so many like book subscriptions and stuff that it's time to start narrowing it down, because I have I think the last time I counted was like 190 something unread books on my shelf. So I need to get to reading these and buying less books. So yeah, this one will probably be the one that I'm going to read next after I finish No Good Deed here in the next day or 2. So I'm excited to get to this one. It's it's Loathe at First Sight by Stephanie Renee, and the back like blurb or like description kind of thing says, "Never in my wildest dreams did I think I would have to give up my amazing life and move back to Lily Leaf Falls. But sometimes when life gives you lemons, you just have to throw it all away and start over. Because what's lemonade without the sugar? Now I'm here and constantly at odds with the new mechanic in town, who seems to hate me for some unknown reason. Everyone around here seems to love Jack, though, and I am public enemy number 1. They all want to know what happened to incur my fall from grace, but it's none of their business. I like my secrets, and apparently Jack has some of his own. It's the one thing that we could actually bond over, that is, if we can stop hating each other long enough." And I just think it sounds super cute. And a little unknown fact is my fiance was a mechanic for like 5, 6, 7 some odd years, and he still does love to work on cars, so I thought this would be like a super cute read. So yeah, I can't wait to get to this one, hopefully next, but we'll see what my mood kind of chooses for me. But anyways, guys, I think I'm going to cut off this video here, and I hope that you guys, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, and maybe hopefully this video helped you kind of think about the way you do your TBRs and like that kind of thing, because maybe that could be affecting if you're in a reading slump. Try picking some new books, because that's kind of what I had to do, is just narrow it down and not make it so massively overwhelming to look at and be like, I can only pick books off of this TBR, because that's kind of the feeling that it gave me. So like, narrowing it down to doing it, weekly and doing like 2 to 3 books a week is going to be a lot less intimidating, and it's going to make it easier for me to want to read the books that are like actually there, because one's going to be one that I've really been looking forward to, and one's going to be one that I was looking forward to but got overlooked by the TBR jar gods, so to speak. So anyways, guys, I'm going to end this video here, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that y'all have a good day.